to make a really good chicken and dumpling, you need to let them cook slowly and kind of roast that meat. But I'm doing it a little bit different. I'm going to show you how to make a really good chicken and dumpling that doesn't take quite so long. What I did was I put 3 large chicken quarters in my crock pot with 4 cups of chicken broth, and I've let that cook all morning long to make it nice and tender, and that's what we're going to use in the chicken part. But right now we're going to take, this is either 1 small onion or half of a large onion. We've got 2 carrots chopped and 1 slice of celery. And to my pot over here, I have in it 2 tablespoonfuls of butter, and I'm going to add to that 2 tablespoonfuls of olive oil. Olive oil. And we're going to heat that up, and then we're going to put our vegetables in there and let them saute. And while the vegetables saute, I'm going to debone the chicken. I'm going to take the skin off and the chicken off of the bone. Okay, our vegetables have sauteed. They're nice and soft. And to that, I'm going to add 2 cups of the broth from the chicken that we cooked. Now, if you don't have enough, you take whatever you have and then just add your regular chicken broth to it. And we're going to bring that up to where that comes to a boil. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of thyme. Just sprinkle a little on the top. All right. Waiting for it to boil. Okay, it is beginning to boil. And I am now going to stir in my chicken. And the amount of chicken that we ended up with is probably about 3 cups. Jibble that up until it's nice bite-sized pieces. You don't want any great old big lumps. We're just going to put that in there. Even it out a little bit where that it's on the bottom of your bowl. And while this is coming back up to a boil after adding the chicken, we're going to do our dumpling. Now, you don't want to do your dumpling ahead of time, because if you do, it's going to be, it'll actually be tough. I have here 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And I know about it being tough. I have 1 teaspoonful of sugar, 1 teaspoonful of salt, and 1/2 teaspoonful of baking soda. And I'm going to add that and just kind of stir that in. Here I have how much butter did I have?
4 tablespoons.
4 tablespoonfuls butter. And I'm going to add that to 3/4 cup of, in my case, whipping cream. Now, you can use buttermilk, but what you're wanting is that butter fat that's in there. So I'm going to add my butter. And the butter has melted and cooled. Stir that up. And then this is the egg white of 1 large egg. I'm going to just stir that a little bit and put that right into that wet ingredients. Stir it up just a little bit. Make sure it's nice and smooth. You can see it's nice and smooth. And then you're going to pour that in the center of your flour mixture. going to take your spoon and just sort of start mixing it a little bit. Now you don't want to stir, because if you do, stirring will make this also tough. And that again I know, because I've had some pretty tough dumplings. You want that mixed up just enough to where that it's all nice and smooth. As you can see, you can mold that. It's almost like a loose pie dough. I'm going to take that and just lightly press that into, you can make it any shape you want to. Mine's going to look like a little disc. And I'm going to begin dropping them into the broth. Put that in there. And now I'm going to pour 1 can of sweet peas. This is a 15-ounce, and I'm just going to kind of pour that around and over. Going to put a lid on that, and we're not going to take the lid off for any reason, and we're going to let that cook for
13 to 15 minutes.
There we go. Okay, our time is up. I'm going to set that off of the heat. Turn my stove off. Take off the lid. Smells really good. And that's going to be really hot. I remember the first time I made chicken and dumplings, I got too much liquid in the dumpling. We ended up having chicken and dumpling. One huge big dumpling was all that we had. I'm going to lift that one dumpling out, put it in a bowl, and then we're going to dig in and get some chicken, some potatoes, or not potatoes, some chicken and some onion and a few carrots. And you know, you want to kind of make it pretty, so we're going to sprinkle just a little bit of parsley on the top. Not a lot, just enough to give it a little color. There we go.